I want to talk about the top 5 jobs of 2025, just in my opinion. This is Rob from PastTechCerts.com. And if you're listening to this right now, you've probably been burnt out or burned by, a certain job opportunity, right? Because I know the current job market could be defeating, it could be aggravating, frustrating, it can piss you off, depress you, because you're just wondering, like, damn, I done did everything I need to do. I done did what people told me to do. And is this shit even for me, right? Today, I'm going to break down jobs that's actually going to pay you what you're worth, not in just 2026, but in 27, 28, 29, whenever you listen to this. I'm talking about real demand, real salaries, and real opportunities. And I ain't just some goddamn random guy. I got 20 years in tech, then helped 15,000 plus people, got 50 some thousand subscribers on YouTube, thousands of listeners to this podcast, and I help people get into tech every day. One of the biggest things that I want to tell you though is just make sure you stay to the end, because I'm actually going to show you the quickest way to figure out which role actually fits you, like what the hell you should be doing, and how you can actually make that move a lot faster than you think. So, why is 2026 a unique opportunity? Why is 2026 any different than 25, 24, 23, any of that, right? One of the most fascinating things that I've been looking at recently is the World Economic Forum. They have a job report that they drop quarterly as well as yearly. And no matter where the hell you listening to this, about 170 million jobs globally are going to be created in the next 10 years. That's a lot of opportunity. But as I said before, it don't matter if you in Asia, Africa, America, Europe, or any other goddamn continents. These opportunities are going to the best and to the brightest, right? It's going to the people that are one of them ones, the people that are amazing, people that are not stagnant, are not complacent, and are continuing to climb up that ladder. As I always say, if you do not like growth, if you don't like change, if you don't like adapting to new shit, tech is not for you. Another thing is this. According to tech industry hiring data, right now, the tech sector added almost 900,000 jobs just in America in 2025. So that's about an 8 or 9% growth rate year over year. Also, internationally, forecast worldwide on spending on digital stuff, cloud infrastructure, data centers, all this type of stuff will hit nearly $4 trillion by the end of 2026. And you probably say, oh, this is real good. This is amazing, Rob. But what about the shit you said at the beginning? What are the jobs? What are the damn jobs? Before I do that, this is what I want you guys to do. If you're listening to this, make sure that you like this and that you give it a 5-star review just so I can get to more people like you, people that are looking to get into tech. Also, if you're driving, listening to this, wait till you stationary. But also in the comments, just let me know what you're doing, man. What are you doing now? What do you want to be doing? And what's making you want to get into tech? So these are not in any type of order. It's just 5, the top 5. But it's not number 1 doesn't necessarily mean it's the best. Number 5 doesn't mean that it's the worst. So for each one of these jobs, I'm going to tell you what it is, kind of the demand or the forecast where I think the demand is going to be, and a roundabout salary ballpark, and the skills that you actually need to actually land one of these jobs. So the first thing right out the gate, of course, is going to be AI or machine learning engineer. So with this, you basically would build, train, and then deploy the different AI systems, right? So right now, this is one of the fastest growing tech jobs, probably for the next couple of years. There's a lot of jobs that are listed AI and machine learning engineers. It's seen about a 40% growth since last year. So why is this important? You should already know. Everybody got to adapt to AI, and they'll need engineers and they'll need people to actually run it. AI can't do anything without you. And actually, the growth of AI is going to make every other sector in tech grow as well. So you need skills like Python. You need to know different machine learning frameworks, understanding data, and being really good with the cloud. Speaking of cloud, another job the second job that I want to mention is going to be cloud architect or just a cloud engineer. So a cloud architect or a cloud engineer, they just design and manage the cloud infrastructure, migrations from the physical stuff to the cloud. And that's going to continue to grow as well because most businesses and most people are shifting from, physical stuff to more of a hybrid. We got some physical stuff and we actually have a bunch of stuff in the cloud. And demand is going to grow with this more and more as I said before, as demand grows for AI. Long story short, if you can design the platform for cloud, manage it, you are very, very, very important, right? And also, you're going to be in charge of some huge budgets and some huge operations and some huge opportunities. So you need to be skilled with Amazon Web Services, Azure, networking, system integration, all that type of stuff. Another thing that's going to boom with cloud and with AI, especially alongside AI, is going to be cybersecurity. Because AI is kind of in a space to where it's a little bit newer, at least for the average person. And as AI gets smarter, faster, quicker, security is going to become a serious issue. So people are going to need to make sure that AI is performing and doing things in a safe manner. So for cybersecurity analysts and specialists, which is the third job, you would just protect companies' data, systems, and networks from threats. Right now, the Bureau of Labor Statistics are saying that it's neck and neck as far as growing as fast as AI. As fast as AI is growing, cybersecurity is growing just as fast. And the median pay for cybersecurity analysts and specialists is around $125,000. So why do you think this is? Like I said, AI is growing, and as AI grows, threats are going to grow, regulations, compliance, and all that type of stuff, right? So for this, you need to be good at network security, threat detection, incident response, and make sure that you have the appropriate certifications to get these opportunities. The next one is going to be a data engineer or just a big data specialist. Data is the lifeblood for a lot of these big tech companies. The more data they have on you, the more they can advertise you, the more shit they can sell to you. That's why when you search a couple things, look at a couple things, it seems like things are following you. It's because of data. They use what you watch on Netflix, what you bought on Amazon, what you scroll on TikTok. All of that shit builds data so companies know exactly what to sell to you. So a data engineer, big data specialist is going to build like data pipelines and prepare data for analytical AI and architecture and data systems. That's another thing. AI is nothing but a bunch of compiled data from millions and billions of people. Why is it important? Because like I said before, data is like the new oil. Someone needs to refine it, make sure that it gets to the right place and sell it, basically. And some of the skills that you would need would be SQL, no SQL, cloud, data platforms, pretty AWS, Azure, and just understand how to look at data in a more holistic way. Last but not least would be a DevOps, site reliability engineer, a platform engineer, which is kind of all the same damn, kind of all saying the same things. So your role would be like bridge development plus operations and a little bit like system skills and reliability and performance. So DevOps engineers are one of those roles that can fit in any of the other roles that I told about that I mentioned before, right? Why? When certain systems and certain things are like literally mission critical, we got to make sure that this shit works. Companies are going to pay big money to make sure that it's not only reliable, but it's as automated as possible. So now that I told you the jobs, I kind of want to dispel or get rid of or erase some of the bullshit that you may believe is true about getting some of these jobs that is not true. Number one, you're probably thinking, well, shit, tech is saturated. Ain't nobody getting a job. Everybody getting laid off. Trust me, man. It's room for you. I literally just had a fucking student get, a job. It's still room for you, man. I promise you. It's still room for you. Like I said, roles are growing, man, day over day, day after day. Another myth is, oh, AI is replacing everybody. No. The reality is many roles are going to be about protecting, building, and enabling and working aside AI, not getting replaced by AI. That's why I told you cybersecurity is one of them ones, man. Cybersecurity and compliance, I have a feeling that those are the jobs. And as like I said, as my students are seeing, and if I had a bet, that's what I would say, right? Is that cybersecurity is going to be the one that's going to outlast, get money, get a job fast, all this type of stuff. You need to kind of understand that you don't need to be a savant when it comes to coding. That you need to know how to code with your damn eyes closed. You don't. Some roles and a lot of roles don't really require code, and if you do need some code, you can just use AI to code it for you, right? Now, if you need some more deeper level shit, then you need to have a better toolkit than ChatGPT. But for the most part, you can definitely get away, and you can damn sure get a job without having any coding skills, really. Another thing is this: 84%. That's a lot. 84% of companies say that there is a serious skills gap in tech hiring, right? Meaning that they have open positions, they want to hire people, but the people cannot fucking do the job. They can't pass an interview, or somehow they let them pass an interview, but they can't do the job, right? So that's where you come in. That's why if you build the right skills right now, you're not going to be competing for scraps or competing for these leftover jobs or ghost jobs, all this other shit. You actually be in demand. You actually have recruiters hitting you up. You actually have people seeking you out, right? So this is what I think you should do right now. Number one, choose a job, a field, and a lane to focus on. I would say pick one of the ones that I've talked about today. Two, figure out what the hell certifications and skills that you need. For example, if you want to do cybersecurity, you should probably get Security Plus. Step 3, you need to build a plan. And not no long shit, not no eventually, not in 4 years. I'm talking about 3, 6, 9, 12 months. No more than a year, right? But it really need to be some shit in the next 90 days. What are you going to do? So in the next, 90 days, I'm going to get training, or I'm going to build a portfolio, or I'm going to apply to a job. What are you going to do in the next 90 days? Step 4. This is going to actually take care of steps 1 through 3. You can take our free, don't cost shit, free tech career quiz at passtechcerts.com. It takes about 3 minutes to fill out. You say where you at now, where you want to be, what you're interested in. We ask you a couple different other questions, and immediately you will get your results. Hey, this is what we think is the best lane for you. This is the certifications we think you should get, and we'll give you some free training. Right? Now, if you decide that this free training, I need a lot more than that, you need a mentor, you need somebody to hold your hand, we'll actually give you ability to talk to either an instructor or a coach, or join one of our programs if you like. Last but not least is you got to commit to yourself, the process, and to progress. Hey, man, this is what I'm going to do, and actually do the shit. You got to commit to the shit, man. Because you're not just chasing a job, you're actually building a career. It's two different things, man. And this is something that can really change your life. It's happened so many different fucking times, right? You have to understand that you have to have discipline. You got to be able to adapt, and you got to continuously learn because it's going to help you. I got into tech in 2007 when I joined the Army, right? And I've never stopped learning. I never stopped being disciplined. Shit, man. Because I'm telling you, this episode, I love you. Everybody that's ever supported me, everybody that's ever supported Master IT, every student I've ever had. But I did not want to make this fucking video, man. I did not want to make this podcast. But I have discipline and I have a higher purpose. You guys, helping you guys get to where you want to get to, right? I literally had a student, no IT background, didn't know shit from shit, pass A plus, Net plus, and Security plus in 90 days, and is working in tech right now. This is possible, people. It's possible. You can do it. It's not, and it ain't as fucking hard as you. It's what's harder is waiting. What's harder is keep on doing the dumb shit you're doing, right? Make sure that this year, ending it, and next year, and your future is going to be amazing, man. And this one, we covered the top 5 jobs that I think are going to be booming in the next year and in the future. So if you're ready to find out which role fits you best, like I said, go over to passtechcerts.com and fill out our tech career quiz. This was a quick one, but it's a powerful one. Other than that, I'll see you in class.